So I do this because I have to transfer it and make a stencil out of the image. So I kind of have to prepare it for tattooing. Just like that, somewhere around this, not I'll shy away from this part because this is like the muscle and you get like kind of bent, right? Because of the muscle, so it'd be something like that. All right.
I really like the architecture.
Yeah. Oh, you need glasses?
Can you see anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm actually looking forward to?
What?
Getting a cookie.
So
We
they
still
still have
haven't
their
had
stuff?
dessert.
They still have the stuff out?
I think so. So, babes, can you do something for me?
Yeah. How can I help?
Because there is like an alarm that I need to take
Turn
care
off.
of.
Okay.
We're fucking in. Oatmeal cranberry, pumpkin chocolate.
May I have chocolate chip, please?
Yep.
Wait, and so you used to work here?
I used to work here, yeah. When I came back from the Canary Islands, I was looking for a job, and then I found a job, and heaven knows I'm miserable now. So yeah,
Thank you.
I became like a barista for a while, started making desserts, became a baker, basically. I've been wanting to rearrange the stuff here because I don't like it worked the way that I made it, but I sold a few. I haven't filled the holes, and if I wanted to, I probably could, but I feel that right now it's gonna look best in another way. So I'm trying to like curate it. My favorite one is this one, the boat, and I think that I would eventually take it out of that and frame it by itself. These three, they're all done at the beach. So I take my easel, like, and it's a plein air sketch. It's really hard to pull it off. Like, it's so hard to pull something off.
You told me because it's hard to find something that's interesting?
Also, but it's also hard to execute it in the wild. You don't have that much time, no space for mistakes. I like the bottom one too. I think it's also very nicely executed.
The top one gets no love, but that one's really great too.
Yeah, I like the small cases, right?
Yeah.
And I think I did like a really good job with the wood, trying to capture how they become very pale. This is one of my other favorite pieces. I don't think you can see it like that because of the light. It's again nothing much. It framed really nicely in this one. It's like I did this in summer again. So it's called Pridi Izgrev and Sled Zales. So basically means before sunrise and after sunset. It's a play on muscles, but kind of making them like perverted creatures that are kind of like bloodthirsty or whatever. Like it's a funny thing. It's like a dumb, funny thing. But I like how it turned out.
Does it feel crazy that you have your stuff on the walls?
No. Yes and no.
What does it feel like?
It doesn't feel like much. I don't necessarily. I just remember them because I don't get to see them a lot. I like that they're here, and it kind of like reminds me of them in a way. I kind of forget about them if I don't see them this often. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily like consciously think to myself, oh, I'm like the guy whose stuff is on the wall,
Yeah.
right? I wouldn't think of myself like that. I would think about what I experience, not what people would think of me.
Yeah.
if they knew that these are my stuff.
Like, that's really admirable, I feel like. I
I mean, it's not that good. I wouldn't say it's that good.
The pictures?
Yeah, I think some of them are better than others, are a lot better than others, and some of them I'm really content with. But the other ones I'm not really like that proud of. I wouldn't like put them in my portfolio. I think that every single piece that you can see right here, I was at the time that I made it, I was really proud of and really liked. And it's not that I don't like it anymore. It's just that I'm a lot better now and I could probably do a lot better. And it takes a bit more for me to really be content with my work at this point.
So it's like a good type of...
Yeah, I like them. I really like them. I don't think it's my best work, and I know I can do better.
Yeah.
That's what it basically is.
We've done the thing. How do you feel? We broke into the bakery and your work is in here.
I feel good actually. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time.
I'm glad we got to do it together.
Actually, yeah, me too. I think it was like the perfect way to do it.
I want to ask you more about your art, but will you tell me about how you couldn't pronounce the R in your name when you were younger?
I still can't. Like, I still roll my R's a lot. So
Okay, so what is it supposed to sound like?
I cannot say it because I cannot like pronounce like the proper R in a way. It rolls out. It shouldn't roll out. Well, Radoslav, but it's like a R at first, right?
Yeah.
I can't go without it. So when I was like a kid and people would usually make fun of that, right?
I like it. It's kind of a... There can be many Rados, but you're the only Rado. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's
Yeah.
another unique thing about you.
Okay, yeah.
What were you like when you were younger?
So stubborn again, like so stubborn. I think I've kept my character. I think get rid of some of my like bad habits and some of my like bad features. Not wanting to like receive help in a way. I was also very much not interested in anything. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And let's say I liked cinema and I liked music, but that was it. I tried to like pick up an instrument or whatever because most of like the people I was hanging around with, they were like playing, they were like in bands doing like music, and I liked that life, but I never really like it never really stuck with me. I was like, maybe I should try something else. I picked up painting just because it felt much more effortless for me. So I was getting more results without actually struggling in a way. I was enjoying the process a lot more than music. Music felt like a struggle, right? Like flowing against the current.
Right.
So painting, it was a lot more fun. It was a lot more like colorful for me, and also it felt kind of good to be different from like the rest of my surroundings. Up until a few years ago, I didn't know a lot more painters and like people who actually do art because I don't think it's like that popular.
What do you think about you is on the more unique side, like hard to come by? Like,
I think that like being self-taught, I started going to this atelier a few years ago. It's like a private studio here. And like the guy who owns it, he's a great painter too. He also does like contemporary realism in a way. His stuff is a bit more traditional than what I try to do. He really filled in some of my holes as like for the technical part and gave me like the foundation of drawing. If you are good in like the foundational skills of drawing, then you can build up and kind of like expand and branch out a lot more easily. Being self-taught, I think, is a bit of an edge. You kind of develop your own view and your own like sort of technique, and like you kind of develop a more unique style that way. So I started making my own thing, and then eventually it got to the point where I had to learn like the actual craft of drawing to be able to further the ideas.
right, right. Do you listen to music or is it
Yeah.
silent?
Yeah,
What's the
if
vibe?
what's the vibe? So the playlist usually goes indie folk, dark indie stuff, like moody, something like that, like low tempo music. It's either that or I usually go for like R&B, something like that.
When you are painting, what are you feeling like? Is there like a wide range? Are you ever frustrated?
I don't think so. Like, it's much more of a meditative, concentrated like state. Frustration, I wouldn't say so, because I'm at the point where I know what I'm doing and how to get there is just like a matter of time. It's the idea of it which basically gives me like the motivation to start doing it. Drawing and the actual like transferring and figuring out how to make it seem, it's already in my mind and I kind of have to do, it's more of a job rather than like, but I do usually like a sketch, I do like a study of the actual image. I already know a step-by-step process of how it's gonna turn out. There is a huge difference in making a drawing, painting something, and making like an actual artwork. So not every painting can say something, right? So you can paint an object and it can look soulless and without like an idea. It can be done in a great technique, sure, yeah, but that's not really what I'm aiming for most of the time.
And how did you want people to feel when they're looking at your art and consuming your art?
Well, I would want them to like, I don't know, seeing like the actual idea behind the painting, like what I actually meant. It should say what I actually meant to say.
And like people experiencing silence, is that something you feel like?
I would want to like kind of make them sink into the moment of actually like meeting the painting, like experiencing something for the first time. And if it's something that's actually grabs your attention, I think that this is like a tiny moment of silence that you get to experience, right? Like removes all the static in your mind and like the outside noises or whatever. It's a job well done if it actually has that type of effect on somebody.
I also didn't think about that before, but you're like quieting people's minds, ideally.
Ideally, yeah. It really depends on the person too, but because you cannot always please everybody, right? But the ones that get it, get it. The ones that don't, and that's fine.
Yeah,
right?
if you know, you know.
Yeah.
What propels you to create? Like, why do you continue to do this?
I actually like what I'm doing, and I reached the point where I'm really content with my work. I know it's not perfect, and I know what I can better and further. I like the process of it too. I think that's what actually keeps me going. I actually enjoy like looking at these shows, right? I actually enjoy the process of sitting down and drawing. It doesn't make any sense to abandon it. Financially, it's also like an investment because I still like manage to sell. If I actually enjoy the stuff that I do, I think I do it a lot more for me rather than only validation from like external factors in a way.
Oh, something you wish people knew about you.
That's a tough question. I mean, I don't know. I don't like to reveal that much of myself.
Not something that.
Maybe how exactly how much effort and energy I put into the work. You know, how much it is like actually a huge part of my life and my thought process.
Yeah. What's something about your life now that you think that you're going to be nostalgic about later?
That's a good question.
I love that one.
Especially the tattoo journey, still like kind of in the works. I would want to stick with it for quite some time, for like the foreseeable future. So I think I would eventually really look back with a nostalgic feeling to like the struggle at first and the type of struggle I'd say like that I have right now and trying to like make it and be like a successful and
What you said, the type of struggle.
well, yeah, because like I think that people always struggle. Even if you're good, you just have like a different type of struggle, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a different, it's something else that you're struggling with. Maybe it's like creatively or like
You kind of like
something
being
else.
humbled.
I don't think so. I just like you can never really escape the hard parts of life.
Yeah.
So might as well embrace it. Might as well learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
It
Those
feels-
are all
yeah.
my questions.
Sweet.
Yay!
Yay. You did a good job.
You did a great job.
All right. That one's a good one.
Yeah, we wanted
It's-
to take some shots.
It's
of that.
nice from the other side too.